busy, man.
That's better than not being busy, you know?
Yeah, too much.
So as I'm getting a structure of how I do this, I usually start because I always know who I'm interviewing, so I usually start with having you introduce yourself to everybody, let them know who you are, who you rap, what you do, all of that.
Word.
So yeah.
Let me know when and.
Oh yeah, like right now, yeah. Just introduce
Oh
yourself to
yeah.
everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Young Stitch, BET Freestyle Friday World Champion, 1/5 of the Lunchroom Poets Machine, and newly signed Stealth Bomb Records artist.
Yeah, I've seen that on your page there. So, who is Stealth Bomb? Where are they like located? That like record label, and
Yeah, so
where are
Stealth Bomb.
they associated with, and how did that happen?
Yeah, so Stealth Bomb Records is
Can you hear me?
Based out west. So we got
Yeah.
artists like Snack, Junk, Known, Penwork, to name a few, Young Sin,
Okay.
Messiah, Prophet, Jacqueline G are all signed under Stealth Bomb. I am the only East Side man on the label. Like everyone that on the label is from Vancouver or Western Canada, and I'm the only man that's from GTA.
So that's a solo signing, not the group one, right? Like.
Yeah, so that's for myself. Lunchroom Poets it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Lunchroom Poets is it's a separate
thing. You guys are kind of like a super group, right? Like kind of like Wu-Tang, like you guys. Hello?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Okay. So you guys are kind of like a super group, like you guys are solo and a group together, right?
Correct.
Like you all do your own thing as well.
Yeah, like we are 5 artists that are separately doing our own things that sort of formed a group just for shits. When we started off, we didn't really know what to expect of it. We knew we were 5 guys that could really rap well. So we just sort of formed it together and it just sort of became a thing,
Okay. So what, if you can talk about it, what happened with the Central Soldiers situation? Like, did people just stop? Some people grow out of it. Some people are not as serious as you were.
That what you nailed it. It's a lot of all three. What I found usually 9 out of 10 times with the group setting is there is always one guy going harder than the others. And that happened a few different times in my life. But yeah, Central Soldiers, we were a conglomerate, same sort of deal where everyone was a solo artist, but we formed the group / label. The label was also called Central Soldiers Entertainment, and the group was Central Soldiers. But yeah, a couple people wanted to do their own thing. They were, not as hungry, than other people weren't working at all. And it just, when you mix business and friendship, it gets messy too. So yeah, I always stayed the hungriest, as you know, or as most can see, and I just stayed with it. And a lot of these guys kind of, just stopped making music as much, or things that happen in life where they just didn't have that same drive. It's not for everybody to constantly be hungry all the time. You know what I mean? And music takes a toll on people. So if you don't have that energy to constantly keep up with it, it can eat you alive.
And especially because you guys kind of grew up together, right? Like you guys have known each other for a while, Central Soul, like the ones that are in
for sure. Especially some of us, yeah. Like a few of us knew each other for we've known each other fucking. I known Explicit since I was 13 or 12, so 18 years.
Yeah, so a lot of times, because I've done the group stuff and stuff, you find that certain people weren't made you were somebody could just based off the drive, the talent, you are somebody was meant to do it. Not everybody that you rap with in high school is meant to do it for life. So
for sure, that's it. And you know what? In my older age, I stopped. My great quote of myself is, I don't force people to do dope shit. Meaning, at the end of the day, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. Like when I was younger, you always want your boys to be right there with you, yada, yada. And you almost take it personal when they don't have the same drive. You know what I mean? But as you get older and you start realizing what the game's about, it's kind of like, I don't expect people to have that same drive I have, because it's a crazy thing to have, and it's taken up many years of my life, and a lot of energy and time and money has gone into it. And I can totally respect if someone just doesn't have that in them to want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Okay, so how did you guys like Lunchroom? How did you guys all meet? With it just like local shows or?
So it's kind of like all over the place. Like Kenzo Ferrari, my boy Kenzo had a lot to do with it, but it was basically like Kenzo years ago introduced me to KP. So me and KP have been homies for years through King of the Dot as well and stuff like that. And then Ken was recording out of a studio. He was recording a guy named B1. And I remember the first time I heard B1, I was like, yo, this guy's nice. I'm surprised I haven't heard of him because he's from Oshawa. I live in Pickering. Mm-hmm. So just, you think you hear someone that caliber, right? And then I was talking to Philly. Philly Regs hit me up. I guess he was a fan of some of the stuff I was doing, and he just messaged me, and I was like, bro, this guy doesn't know how sick he is. Like, this guy is not getting the views or attention he should be, you know? Mm-hmm. And then same with Lotus. I messaged Lotus when I heard a couple diss tracks against Tino and Tony Ranks. I was like, yo, this guy's really fire. So I messaged him as well. And then it was kind of just a stone talk one day that, I showed Kenzo, Lotus, and Philly. And then Kenzo showed me KP and B1, KP years prior. And B1 and Philly actually entered my Killer Verse contest in 2019 as well, and placed first and third place. And then we just kind of had the bright idea. We're like, yo, why don't we just form like a group of the five of us? And, and then that was sort of Ken's brainchild. And Ken had that final idea, like, yo, we should make a super group of us. And that's kind of how it was. And it just went Lunchroom Poets. That's it.
So you guys released the album and stuff. Is that like the only, because I know you guys were doing a lot of the freestyle type tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Videos.
So we have a mixtape called Class in Session. That dropped first. Like our first drops and releases were all like remixes. What we did is we remixed posse cuts. So like any songs that had like 3, 4, 5 mans on them, we would like remix them and body the shit. So like the first mixtape, Class in Session, is on DatPiff and other sites, and it's a free mixtape, but it's just basically 12 songs of us just like bodying posse cuts. So it's just not even really choruses on most of them. It's just straight verses, just to show
you can rap.
Yeah. And then we dropped an album, Bulletproof Lunchbox, and that's all original content, bridges, choruses, all original beats. It's more songwriting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've streamed that on my page a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah, definitely, man. So how has the feedback been from the album?
It's been great, man. You know what? It was much anticipated. The people that ride with us, they ride heavy. Mm-hmm. So it got a good response. We got some views off the shit, and it was our first time. Like, what people don't really know is when we got together, we first started making original music, and then we actually went on to the mixtape stuff and kind of put the album on hold. So the album is actually technically, a lot of it is even older than the mixtape.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm getting at is for our sophomore album. One sec. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, for our sophomore album, it's definitely going to be our craziest body of work yet, because now the chemistry has been developed and like we just know each other, where rather than be 5 strangers in a room that are trying to make records. Sure. You know what I mean? So the stuff like we have some songs we're sitting on for the next project already, and in my opinion, they're just like light years beyond the other stuff. But yeah, good.
What's the sound, and like what's your sound going to be?
So it's like a modern, I would say it's a blend of like new school boom bap, like, but darker on the ends of like more NY style opposed to West Coast, like, dark piano riffs, dark bass line, stuff like that. But I mean, we go back and forth from the boom bap tempos to like the trap hop tempos too. Okay. So it's kind of a blend of all that. And it's just sort of like a fusion of just dark, ambient, moody hip hop, basically. We're going more the moody direction and emotional, like conscious rap direction, opposed to like the first album was very like just 90s boom bap sound, like almost like it was almost like a you know, kind of like a G Unit D12 album. You know what I mean? But the next stuff is way more calculated. It's way more into a certain mood, for sure. Yeah.
So, so I guess you're also working on a stealth bomb release for yourself, or?
Yeah. So I actually have an album dropping with my guy Junk. Junk is a beast. He's really known out there in Vancouver and the West Coast. But we have an album dropping called Lions Eat Goats, and that's my first official release under Stealth Bomb. And we got a couple Snack the Ripper features on there, and we have some videos dropping for it. We have a music video dropping with Snack the Ripper on the 29th, so in like 8 days. Probably be the biggest video of my career, so I'm excited for that.
Nice. So when did the album drop? So the video's dropping 29th, so the end of the month.
29th, then we have a couple dropping mid-February, like I want to say, like early Feb, and the next mid-February, and then end of February, we're dropping the album itself.
Okay. And that's you and him together?
Yeah, it's a joint album, me and Junk, yeah.
Okay.
We call it Lions Eat Goats.
Why that?
You know, because everyone calls each other goats these days, and we found like we went so hard on this album, and just like these songs are just mind-blowing. So we're just like, lions eat goats. You know, I mean, we're lions, bro. And so that's just kind of how it came about.
Okay, that's actually cover. So, I should have asked in the beginning, but the other question I like to ask. So, how did you get into rapping and stuff? Give a brief into your history of how you got into being Young Stitch.
You know what? I came up on music, like even before it was rap per se. Like even as a kid, since like a young child, my mom played a lot of music around the crib, and I would just always be hearing different music. And she's not one of those moms that would listen only old music. Like she listens to anything new and relevant. Like the other day, she like, oh, I like this one Ray Sremmurd song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my mom, you know what I mean? So yeah, so she's always played the hip shit even since I was a kid. So I was always up on current music. And I feel like when you're up on music, even as a kid, like you mature quicker because music is mature. Things that they're saying are mature. And when you love it that much, you listen to the words and you kind of, so, but yeah, by the time I was like in grade like 4 or 5, I was already trying to write my own music. It wasn't even necessarily like rap. It was just me like writing pop songs and just whatever, you know what I mean? But then it eventually, you know, you started getting into the early and you know, the Chronic. When I bought the CD, the Chronic, like that's it. I must have played that shit like fucking 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Like I knew every lyric from the first lyric of the first song to the last lyric of the outro. You know what I mean? So like that kind of shit. And then eventually you're just like, yeah, I'm a rapper. And then, you know, I started buying baggy clothes, and it happened real quick. It happened real quick. All of a sudden I was dived into the culture, and I never really have escaped it since.
True. Because in my promo and stuff, I'd say I was letting people know I'm like, this is a different one because you're from my area, you know, because you're from Pickering, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I had to tell people, I'm like, it's a small city, but our rappers that we breed out there are just different, like, you know, like. You
know what? And no one, it takes someone from Durham to understand that. Like, we're a different breed of hungry. It's kind of like Toronto on the massive scale, meaning like for so many years, we never got the fair share. People didn't really count us in. You know, I used to go to the States, big Toronto. Puh. I feel like Durham is that of Toronto.
I will let you know. I remember, I've been doing music for a thing. I remember doing a show at Malvern. Me, the guy Brandon Black from Pickering, literally we were like, he's none of our Pickering. Before the beat dropped, the place started booing. It started like they didn't even press play on the track yet. But like that's back when I was freestyling. So I was like, okay, y'all think you're gonna play? Like that's like I used to like I literally was like grown before I was writing. Like I was into it, like literally just freestyling. That was my, you know,
that real
battling. Just I don't know. I just loved like the rhyming off the head and stuff.
Man, me too. Back in the day, I used to feed off that, bro. Or be at a party and someone would start or beatboxing or put on a beat or something, and you'd have a circle of men rapping like freestyle. Like, bro, that shit, that I came up on that competition, that competitive, like, I want to eat this guy's food off the top. Like, bro, freestyle doesn't even mean freestyle anymore. You know, times have changed. Like, you know, even the word freestyle isn't what it used to mean. Like,
so, speaking of freestyle, so have you considered coming back to battling? Because some people might not know that you did do some battles in the beginning of King of the Dot.
Yeah, once upon a time.
2-on-2 battle of all time, King of the Dot. Shout out King Fly. Shout out Psycho.
Shout out SYCO, Psycho. Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I never, like, I lost the hunger for a cappella battles, like, even well in, like, it must have been 3-4 battles deep where I was kind of already losing the bug. Like, I stayed in it a lot longer than I was, you know, that my heart was in it. But it's because I'm a slave to the beat. Like, I'm a beat guy. I like music. So it's funny you say that, because I was actually in talks with Ganic and PvP and the guys, and you know, we even got as far as having like 5-6 meetings about the shit. We were starting King of the Dot Beatdown, which was going to be battles on beats, right? Like, remember that Cortez shit, that clip that went viral where he was battling Butters or whatever his name was?
Yeah, like that's Verbal War Zone. I love that.
Verbal War Zone. Yeah. So KOTD was trying to do something like that. And we were like, the ball was in motion, man. And then COVID hit, because it was happening. We had a logo, we had like venues we were looking at, we had battlers we had ready to set up. Like, it was happening, you know what I mean? And then COVID strike. But yeah, I would definitely battle again if the opponent made sense. Like, the opponent's got to make sense. It can't just be like me, who's like obviously now more accomplished in the music side of it, to just battle some guy that only battle raps. You know what I mean? Like, it would have to be another musician that's got equally as much to lose. You know what I'm saying? But it would have to be on beats. Like, I don't think I'd ever battle a cappella. I just don't have it doesn't do anything for me. Even, like, no offense to, like, I love KOTD, I love all those guys, but even watching them sometimes, like, I find, like, me watching the battle, and I'm just like, I can make it through a couple rounds, and then I'm just kind of like, you know, there's no beat. Like, I get sidetracked. My ADD starts kicking in. I'm like, I can't just listen to these guys yell at each other anymore. You know what I mean? On beats, at least it's kind of like you know, you got a rhythm there. There's something there. Like, so I get way more hungry on a beat, and I would definitely battle if an opponent that made sense on beat at King of the Dot Beatdown.
True. That'd be hot. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be hard for sure.
Yeah, because honestly, I remember, you know, that was there from the beginning. I always thought, like, you were one of the ones that I think you were a couple of years too early for King of the Dot. They were like, the King of the Dot audience wasn't looking for that type of lyricism yet. They still wanted jokes, and you weren't being funny enough.
They wanted mom and dick jokes for sure. Now it's battle rap has completely changed, and it's funny you said that, because you're right. And I feel like I would do, especially with my pen game now, I would do really well, I'm sure, if I really wanted to crack down and do it. I need to have that hunger, and I remember the amount of energy and time it took to put into doing those. And, like, bro, like, you don't end up doing anything else. Like, you know, all I'd be sitting here writing that. Like, the guys that are working on their next big battle are not writing songs in between. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I got so much going on right now. It's just, I could never even fathom sitting down and cracking down and writing like 3-minute rounds. Like, these guys are crazy, bro. Like, some rounds are like 10 minutes. Like, holy shit.
Honestly, that's what killed me on the URL. Like, and it almost made me stop getting into battles, because I was like, I'd go to a battle and I'm like, who has an hour of time in their day to sit there and watch a bunch of grown men? Like, I loved 10-minute battles, you know. I could watch, you know, like
10-minute battle.
I literally looked at a battle and it's like 60 minutes, and I was like, I'll never watch this. Like, I just don't have the time to give an hour.
Breaking Bad or some shit.
Like,
I don't have time.
There's nothing. You just have to sit there and watch.
Mixtapes now. Every battle is a whole mixtape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Worth of content, basically. These guys are going up there and they're rapping a whole album, bro. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. Like to write that much content about one man, like a whole album worth, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I bring back 10, 15-minute battles, bro. That shit was quick and sufficient. You know what I mean?
You don't need that much.
But, you know, shout outs to them, whatever works. Like, they're obviously doing amazing and bigger than they've ever. So whatever it is, it's working. It's just, you know, not for me personally. And not even so much like I love battle rap culture. I love a bar guy, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I lose interest halfway through if it's like reaching 40 minutes and there's still 2 rounds left. Like, I'm like, you know, my phone's rang 4 times since I started watching. I got something, like, I got shit to do. Like,
you got to do stuff to, like people have lives.
Yeah.
So, I guess, like everybody else, what has shut down, you've been able to like write and do stuff because you're not been able to perform or anything like that. So is that like the next plan for like the group and for you as a solo, just waiting for stuff to open and start?
For sure.
Some shows and stuff?
Me more solo. Like I focus on myself first, and that's not to like any shade to the other guys. It's just as we accomplished earlier, we are 5 different artists doing 5 different things. We're on 5 different paths. 2 of them just had newborn babies. You know, one's married out here and yada yada. But basically, like, we're a conglomerate. When we're together, we work really well, and we've done a few shows. It's not the easiest thing in the world to get these guys together to do stuff constantly. So it would be tough for me to like worry about booking a bunch of shows with them, just because these guys are like, you know, Philly works like a freaking Fortune 500 job and he just had a new baby, meaning like we're all in different positions of the music shit, right? But I mean, for me, like, yeah, I just signed with Stealth Bomb, and I love performing. I miss touring so bad, and I'm one of those guys. I perform a lot. Like, I like performing. I get the bug for it. You know what I mean? And you know, signing with Stealth Bomb, man's like Snack the Ripper. This guy literally sells out shows across the globe. Like, this guy will do 8 shows in a row in Europe, and every one of them will be sold out, or like 20, whatever, right? Like, he does those kind of numbers. So, you know, when I signed to them, I had that in my head, like, bro, like, of course this is gonna be lit. Like, I'm gonna perform all over the world for packed crowds and shit. But, you know, COVID strikes, and then I actually just got given a store, so I'm running a store right now as well, a clothing store, Harley G's in Pickering. Shout out to my boy Harley, who blessed me with a franchise. And but yeah, like, you know, I'm fortunate there because it's so slow right now that I actually have time. Even when I'm at work, I bring my laptop to work. So I got my speaker going, and like, it's a win-win, because either if someone's coming in, they're copping shit even during the lockdown, I'm making money for the store. And if not, I'm still there making money. I'm still there writing bars, and you know, I get to work on my craft. I was living off the music for like most of the year. Like, I wasn't collecting CERB or anything. I was just living off the music. I quit my factory job right when COVID first started back in March. And I just never went back. I was like, fuck it. I was like, you know what? I'm doing this full time. And, you know, I was living okay off the music for once in my life, which is a blessing, because that's all I've ever wanted, is to just make a living off music. Now, I don't need to be rich. I just need to make a living off music, and I'd be happy, right? But, you know, when someone throws owning a store in your lap, and, you know, you're kind of just like, all right, you know what? I can do this. I can multitask, at least for now. So just working away, man.
That's good. That's good. So, so other than like the music, like what other plans do you have? Like, are you trying to get into owning businesses, getting to Hollywood, and just like, do you have those type of plans? Or,
you know what, I'm a creative being. I've always loved acting too. You know, when COVID eases up a bit, I know it's late in my life, but I'd like to try to get into some acting. As well as, like, owning a business. Like, this is the first time I've ever been a store owner in my whole life. I've ran Central Solars. I was ran the record label, and I've ran groups of guys before, but it's the first time I've ever actually owned a business or a store. So, you know, I plan on working my way up in the chain of command for that, and just balancing it all with music, and just trying to kind of be on my entrepreneurial shit. You know what I mean? So, trying to make money in every outlet I find possible to do so.
So, how did you get, so for those that don't know, you won the BET Freestyle Friday, but it wasn't like the 106. It was like a, what was
so basically 106 in Park was done, right? So they brought it back the next year for the BT experience. They held a big worldwide tournament. They started it earlier in the year, and it was called the BT Freestyle Friday World Championships. So it was like Freestyle Friday, only like that was set up differently. It was off the top, but I mean, like, you know who you're facing kind of the next week, so it's, you know, you get to prepare some shit. But I mean, it was more freestyle orientated, that one. But yeah, you'd be on the set of 106 in Park. This one, they actually, for the BT experience, they set the set of 106 in Park outside in front of the Staples Center. So it was considered 106 in Park. Like, they even played the, hey, 106 in Park is on. Like, you know, they played the whole intro and everything. Like, it was an episode of 106 in Park. And that's why it was hosted by a guy and a girl. It was hosted by Safari and Amara La Negra. Right? And, but yeah, so then basically everyone that wanted to ever be a part of it had to enter submission. So I submitted just a YouTube video, and I made it to the Toronto finals. So they hand selected like 32 or 36 rappers out of, you know, the hundreds that submitted in Toronto, and they picked those. So then we all got to go to the YouTube studio in Toronto. And then that's the day that BET came through as well. And then we had to do our auditions, which was you had 60 seconds to rap, and they would pick the winner of all of them. So you just had 60 seconds, you pick a random beat, and you had to spit the hottest verse you could. Okay. So I won that. So I beat out all the Toronto cats on that. And so BET flew me out to LA, where I basically the finalists of all of them. So there was Toronto, myself. Then they had Los Angeles, the winner of that beat all the Los Angeles people, the winner that beat all the New York people, and then the winner that beat all the London, England people. Okay. So that we all faced off on stage in a tournament style. So like, you come out, you spit your hottest verse, next guy does, and then the judges decide who's better, and then the other two do it, and then the two winners face off each other. And so that's what I ended up winning. So I beat out New York in the verse, and then I went to face LA in the finals, and I beat him out too in LA. And,
who was it that you faced? Do you remember? Or
sorry, what?
Do you remember any of the names? Were there?
It was Jalen Musa was the finalist. Fuck, I feel bad now forgetting the names because they're Ocean Wayans or Ocean Wayas or something was the UK man, and then who was the New York guy? I forget his name. The New York guy choked. So yeah, I feel bad. I don't remember his name, but you know, the man choked, so it wasn't that memorable performance. You know what I mean? Oh, Ish Vitali, I think was his name.
So what did you get from that? I know you got like a performance opportunity or stuff, or what else did you get from that?
Yeah, so I mean, I got some per diem. Like, they gave me a little bit of money, not as much as it would have been, you know. I'd have loved one of those big ass checks with like $10,000 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, didn't get that, but they gave me some loot. I got a bunch of shit, some merch, and I made a lot of good connections there too. But my main prize was performing at the BET Experience, which was the following night in the Staples Center for 30,000 people. So I opened the show, but it was me, it was Playboy Cardi, Lil Pump, Ray Sremmerd, ASAP Ferg. I got to chill with Nipsey Hussle. I met Nipsey before he died. I was right on stage for his performance. Nice. So yeah, I shared the stage with all those guys in front of 30,000 people, which I mean was legendary. I had my two best friends with me, Payday and Reality too. They were also with me, so they got to be backstage for the whole shit. And just, you know, I'm just living the LA dream with my two mans with me, right? Because doing something lit is cool, but doing something with your best friends with you is way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't. There's no fun doing something amazing by yourself. Like, you need at least one of your, you know, boys for it to be.
Trust me, I've done a lot of cool shit in my past, especially when like I was managed by one of the tenors. I did like a bunch of wee days and stuff, and just was flown all around the world doing this amazing shit. But the whole time you're just like it's cool, but I have no one to show this off to with. Like, you know what I mean? I got no one to flex with. Like, it's just like it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different buzz.
It's like, that's why it's like, because I always remember, and I'm like, it made sense. Like, I don't know if he still does it, but like when Justin Bieber was like 16, 17 or whatever, literally like his best friend got taken out of school as well and on tour and going, and his job was just to hang out with him, you know?
Yeah.
Because you can't.
You know what, bro? When you make that many millions of dollars, when you're 16 years old and you made $52 million just that year alone, like, bro, you're damn right. I'm plucking my man right out of school, bro. What education do you need with fucking 10 milli, bro. Fuck that. Yo, you're coming on road, my guy.
You know, I need somebody to play PlayStation with and stuff.
That's it, bro. You made it already. That's it. Because I'm a giver too. Like, I'm a giving person. So I've always said that, bro. It's no fun being successful by yourself. You want to see your mans win, because if you don't want to see your mans win, for one, it shows a lot of character about you. And secondly, like, your life's going to suck, because you're just going to have a bunch of fake ass fucks around you that are just, that if they meet you already when you're successful, you got to assume the relationship's fake. You know what I mean? You can't, if they didn't really know. If they don't know what it was like when you were hungry and struggling and they supported you even then, like, you know, those are the ones that deserve it. You know what I mean? Not the people that just meet you already when you're famous. You know, that's just different.
You're bubbling up and they're like, I'll be your friend.
Yeah, of course you will. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you? You know, like, of course you need the people that liked you even on your bad days.
So what would you say would be one of your best moments in the career, and what was like a bad moment or a disappointment in the career?
Good question. Like, I'd have to say the winning the BET, like that moment when the judges lifted up their scorecards and I won in front of that enormous crowd outside the Staples Center. And, you know, that it was a beautiful LA day. This is pre-COVID, so there's people everywhere. Everyone's looking fly. I look on the jumbo screen. It's jumbo screen. Wow. And it's my jumbo screen. And it's my big face on there. Just like, when it, like, that moment was absolutely bonkers. I would have to say that's probably the best moment of my career so far, just because it was so epic. And, you know, I look in the crowd, there's my two mans right there freaking out. Like, you know, that was crazy. Lowest, fuck, I've had some crazy, like, just drunken show nights where I've just been an idiot. Like, like, I remember one time, Peter Jackson put me on a Joel Ortiz show. And this was years ago. And I remember I got blackout drunk and just, like, I puked all over the place, and just, like, I puked right before everyone could go for a smoke, like at the smoke door. I just puked all over there. Then I get on stage, puke all over my shirt, forget all my lyrics. I'm like blackout drunk. So I'm just on stage rambling, pissed drunk, you know, and I know where I'm at is my caliber of talent, right? So that's such not a good show of what I'm capable of doing, right? And it was a decent sized crowd, and I'm just like, wow, like, that a whole, like, you know, 200-300 people just saw me act like a complete fucking idiot, you know? So that kind of scarred me, and I don't really drink too much before I perform anymore. Now I'll wait till after and then I'll go hard. But I mean, before I perform, it's usually a couple shots, maybe 2 shots and a beer just to take the edge off. And then I cut it off until I perform, and then I'll, you know, I can party with the best of them. But after I perform, you know what I mean?
You know, doing indie, like a lot of indie shows in the 2000s, there was nothing worse than the too drunk Toronto rap that doesn't, you know, like, and you just gotta sit there and watch, and that is painful, and there's so many of them.
The worst. And I know when I see it, I get cringed out when other people do it. So I could just imagine what I was like that night, like, and just hearing of the stories after for days after about, bro, and then you puked all over this and then that, and then you were doing this, and I'm just like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, never again.
So who is your like, who would you say are your major, like, musical influences?
I mean, when I was coming up off music, I mean, obviously early Eminem was big for me, but I mean, I listened to a lot more than that. Like, I came up, I loved Biggie. Biggie was probably my favorite rapper growing up. Nas, I'm a big Nas guy, but in today's world, it always sounds cliche when I say it, but man, Drizzy, Drake is a huge inspiration. He, you know, from the pen game to the songwriting, because I too do singing as well as sing rap. I do a lot of everything. So to see it,
seen the video that you had on your Facebook where you're doing the what is it?
Oh yeah, hair down. Yeah, just a little something, you know. But like, all my new solo stuff has a lot of singing, a lot of R&B shit, because I really love R&B. But Drake made it cool to not only, like, first of all, he made it cool to be a rapper and also a singer at the same time, because no one was really doing it like that. Like 50 Cent harmonized a little bit, but no one was actually singing and rapping, being considered like even harder mans would hear them be like, all right, like you labeled as just a pussy right off the jump, right? So Drake made that cool and kind of changed the music game like that. But then also the fact that he's from Toronto made it that much more inspirational, because before Drake, it wasn't cool to be from Toronto.
No, no.
It was never cool. Even, and like, I love Cardi. Cardinal Official is one of my favorite Canadian artists of all time. But like, even when he did Dangerous with Akon, and that, we thought that was like our ticket.
That was,
and still it didn't, like, it landed. It was a big song, but it didn't blow up Toronto. Like how it should have been, because we are a mecca. We've always had so much talent. We never had the limelight on us to showcase it, right? No one wanted to listen, no one cared. But then Drake comes along, and now, like, I can't go to the States without people being like, wait, you're from Toronto? You're from the Six? Like, you know, now it's like mind-blowing to them.
Yeah,
you know,
it's an actual place.
We're like the coolest person in the room now over there, which back then they'd be like a little nerd, like, get out of here, you know, get this little Toronto man out of here, you know? Yeah. That's what it used to be like. So, like, shout outs to Drizzy for many reasons. You know, he's a pioneer, and he made it cool. He from the fucking Six, bro. So
he made people know where to, know that it exists.
Oh, no one, trust me.
We're not in igloos and
no, exactly. Facts. Yeah.
So where? Because you said you were toward. Where's the where would you say would like the furthest you've performed or somewhere?
Furthest,
the wildest place,
probably Spain. I was flown out to Spain right after the BET thing, a couple months after, I performed at the Miss World pageant out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I got flown out to Spain to perform at Miss World, which was pretty crazy. But that was, so that was like whole different continent. But I've been to London, England a few times. I performed We Day there at the Oracle Arena.
Okay.
But yeah, I would love to go out there again and perform, like, do Italy, because I'm Italian. I'd love to do Italy, France, Germany, Netherlands. Like, that'd be so dope. Really dope. I love performing, and I love traveling. So I'm ready. I'm ready for COVID to fuck off so I can fucking go.
I don't know what's gonna go on with that. That's, you have to plan some virtual performances and
that shit's like, I love performing, but man, like, the live stream performances are kind of I personally don't know how much loot I would be paying to say even my favorite artist perform like that. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get a 10 out of me maybe, to watch, to sit there in front of my screen, and I could just YouTube a performance at that point.
Exactly. I could watch a video. What's the
difference? Something about being in front of the person was the whole shit, and just the crowd of people, everyone's tipsy or smoking, and everyone's in their vibe, and it's just, words can't explain. Even when people are sitting at home watching, it's not the same. It's not the same energy.
It's never live, and in any type of performance aspect of thing, like being in the room and around the people and everything, it always gives you a different type of a vibe. And
facts.
So honestly, because I've been music, how do artists, how do you guys make money nowadays?
Well, it's a good question. No, it's true. Because it ain't from streaming. Streaming ain't it. You got to be getting millions and millions and millions of streams to be caking off streams. Yeah. For instance, I did an album with Dub J. We broke 1 million streams on the album. And I think we made $1,500, maybe $1,400 for 1 million streams. We're you see 1 million, you're like, bro, 1 million, bro. Yeah, that 1 million streams translates to your insurance and your rent, and that's it. Yeah. 1 million though, it's crazy. No, the money comes from touring, merchandise. When you tour, you're not only getting paid for the show, hopefully. You're getting paid for the show, and you're also moving merch. That's a really good way. That's how a lot of these guys make money. That's why a lot of the independent artists you see are successful, because they're always on the road. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Unless you're huge. Russ is doing numbers now. I'm sure he doesn't need to perform all the time, because he's probably raking in some cake now due to the streaming. Yeah. But touring and collaborations. I do really well off collaborations, because I don't charge an arm and a leg for cats. When they want to work, I pretty good rate compared to maybe some of my predecessors that are maybe equal buzz, but maybe a little more legendary in the sense that they're more OGs or whatever. But some of these guys are charging, still heavy prices, and I'm for the people. You know what I mean? So if a guy wants to work, he's like, look, here's my budget. Here's what I can afford. I'm even willing to stretch my rates a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's nothing for me to sit here and pen shit out. I write all day, every day. I've never had writer's block. I don't really lose my inspiration. I can tap into that zone, no problem. Smoke a toke and fucking get to work, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's how I stayed afloat for many months. Even through COVID, I was doing pretty well with collaborations and stuff like that. But that's how these guys eat. It's working with others, and it's performing is a huge part of it, because unfortunately the days of, you know, signing to labels for millions of dollars and shit kind of non-existent. Now you just need to do everything, and if you're doing well enough, then a label will just come stamp their name on it, and now that's it. Like, now you're under them, you know what I mean? So I got a pretty sweet deal with Stealth Bomb. It's just basically under the album that me and Junk are doing right now, and it doesn't affect any of my collaborations or anything else I'm doing. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
So how long is that like just recently, like 2020, or how long have you guys been? How long have you been with Stealth Bomb?
So yeah, that just happened. The talks were kind of in the air last December, but it officially happened like May, June of this year. And then I signed the actual contract when I was in Vancouver recently in November.
Okay. What's your I have to ask every artist, because you don't battle rap anymore. I won't ask you your battle rap top 5, but MCs top 5. Who are they?
In general, Toronto.
In general, do you have a Toronto top 5?
Well, you know what? I bet that's
like,
top 5 easier than I could do an in general one, because general, it's like there's too many. Like then I'm starting tapping into different eras and different, like it's hard. I can go with top 5 Toronto, I would say, and in this no particular order, my top 5. Okay. Just 5 cats that I would say like are like I pin on my level, that these guys are just ferocious. I would say well, Lunchroom Poets can get 1 slot.
Yeah.
The rest of my poets, because these guys are honestly probably the best rappers bar for bar I know, you know. Dre Bars.
Okay.
Tona.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah, I've known Tona for like about 20 years. Like, we used to work together at a, you know.
Fire. I don't think I've ever heard a bad verse from the guy. You know what I mean? I told him, like, I'm like, if I ever get super rich, I've always said, if I get super rich, I'm going to start a label, and there's 2 artists that I'll try to sign. Tona and Adam Bomb. I was just about to say Adam Bomb would be my next pick.
Yeah.
Bomb is fire. So I got Poets, I got Dre Bars, I got Tona, I got Adam Bomb, and I'll have to go. Fuck, this is tough now, because now names are shooting into my head. You know what? Let's go Rich Kid. We gotta go Rich Kid. We gotta get all natural born strangers in there. Rich Kid's a legend too, and he's multifaceted, because this guy can rap, but then he can also make sick beats, and he can also just do everything. He's just a super talented dude. And that's not the obvious. Like Drizzy, of course, Tory, those guys are sick, but those guys got, you know, they're already up there.
You don't need to name them and stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah. So those are all the questions that I have. You wanna just share everybody, like, how to get in contact with you, let them know about the albums and everything you have coming up and everything like that.
Yeah. Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Young Stitch. You can get at me at official Young Stitch on Instagram. That's my most poppin' shit right now. I got a lot of projects dropping. I got Lions Eat Goats dropping with Junk. That's dropping end of February. I got a 3 Kings music video with me, Junk, and Snack the Ripper dropping January 29th, which is in like 8 days. So make sure you look out for that. Lunchroom Poets dropped an album, Bulletproof Lunchbox. Go check that. Hit up the Lunchroom Poets page. That's Poets with a Z. Yeah, man. Much love for having me, dog.
Definitely, man. It's, you know, it's
link up for the PK Blunt still.
Oh, definitely. So you're still in Pickering now? Yeah, I'm up there all the time and stuff. My family's still there. Definitely will do that, you know?
Yeah, holler at me, bro, anytime. Much all love, right, yo.
Nothing but love, brother.
Hey, peace.
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 All right, hope y'all enjoyed that. Got my boy Young Stitch. Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole lunchroom poets. Just to celebrate that, what we are going to do is I am going to go and we're going to listen to a little bit of lunchroom poets for a bit. All right, hold on here. And let's share that for y'all. And just for y'all that don't remember, Mr. Mumbles is in the Math Opera Friday Night Fight Battle Tournament. I believe it's going to be this Saturday that they're going to be having it. I'll let y'all know when we know for sure. Come out, make sure y'all come out and support. And let's get the show. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of lunchroom poets there to chill with y'all. All right, so that was released last year, late last year. Bulletproof Lunchbox. Probably a little. All right, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Mumbles905. Follow me on Twitter, KINGSCOURT ENT. Let's listen to some great music. Holla at your girl.
Said they wanna smoke weed, brought it, now they stoked and they want more product. Let them know we brought it, and behold all the dope fiends crowded. Family over everything, pussy, you ain't never met a better gang cooking. Said they wanted smoke weed, brought it, and the moves when the whole team riding.
So darker than a pint of Guinness. I could jack you for your silver lining by the time you finish. Chronic with a high percentage. Who you call a king? I'm sweeter than ginseng when I pull the strings like a violinist. Welcome to the end, this shit is Exodus. I put that cartridge right into your system, Sega Genesis. Elephants, participation awards for your relevance. Air it out, it's a drip, straight fire in my element. Lord, stay venomous, spray decay generous. Stay get in my way, turn their brains to eggs Benedict. The phrase is a straight cash, I'm sending it lane past. The fuck is a brake pad, I'm shredding it. It's when I play God, get ready for the seance. They don't respect you till you in a better place than they are. They wanna know what a hollow cost, I'm letting hate off. You hungry, the last motherfuckers you get a plate
And
of.
my aura is off the iron rings, linked with the killers, fuck with us. Try to flame, shit get hairy as a lion's mane. Ride a ghost, Nick Cage, flames in the dome, I'm cooking. I need an apron, it's an ape in the zone, I'm crooked. Yeah. The wordplay prestigious. Lori and Felicity paid the tuition fees, and I'm slick. They cut the ribbon. I told them it's open season. None of my folks, son, if I told you, you won't believe it. Send a mask, the target, but fuck it though, cause we all for that. Prime S Carter, half a B, and nothing short of that. My youngin' hold an L, dump a quarter in the course for that. Y'all frontin' by the bricks. I was posted with a mortar at LJ, before they know who Braun was. 40s in the chompers, dollars over everything, the mantra. Construct the whole of my groin, I got the flex up. Next up, y'all ain't do nothing that's gonna impress us. Said they wanna smoke weed, brought it, now they stoked and they want more product. Let them know we brought it, and behold all the dope fiends crowded. Family over everything, pussy, you ain't never met a better gang cooking. Said they wanted smoke weed, brought it, and the moves when the whole team riding. Beast mode, I unleash more than you can handle. The vandal, I leave a whole team dismantled. You can hold a candle to the excellence. Never been in second place. Even when I'm behind, I set the pace. Detonate and leave a crater. Levitate above you, I'm the creator. The architect designed mine the hardest yet. The Einstein of bars and sets leave you in parts a mess. Try to barter and become a martyr. I'm a fire starter, a retired author who decided to rap. Now you wish not to stayed inside of my mind, hiding from cats. But I'm a lion, I'm back to start frying and multiplying the scraps. Keep your eye on the cat or get annihilated fast. That is why I made this track, just to iron out the trash. I am fine now, bitch. I am flying off my raps. I'm Leviathan on tracks. I'm a giant with the raps. Feel the fire when I pass, motherfucker.
Locked up, lunchroom ready to leave you mopped up. What we bring to the table is different. This shit a potluck. It's very odd. Try to bury the squad, but we nice with a hand. You get left with a flat face like Don Cherry's dog. You're now fucking with the load of poets. This KP Stizzy with Philly and Ark, and you know we roll with Lotus. See on the tracks we got the locomotive. My crew the codest. Better watch who you go toe to toe with. Focus, cause I ain't tricking. This ain't Penn and Teller. Half of these rappers talking stupid like they Helen Keller. Don't let us catch you with police to try airing shit. Get jacked for your chain, then show up at your kid's baptism. Wearing it arrogant, every punch hard. I am Mike in his prime. See, I can decipher writers and write their life in a rhyme easy. Running laps, but we not tired. Fuck everyone but the poets. Shots fired.
Yeah, I don't rule my ass. Chess is the way that I move my mass. 6 I made me the dude I am.
So come through you now, fucking with the lunchroom.
Yeah, I don't rule my ass. Chess is the way that I move my mass. 6 I made me the dude I am.
So come through you now, fucking with
This
the
city, my
lunchroom.
heart and soul. How I'm a ghost in this town. Why is we fighting for the fruits that's hanging low to the ground? Quiet as kept, I kept quiet. I'm a vocalist now. Tell all of these old heads that they could open their mouths and suck my dick. Loaded seeking bliss, that's why I'm ignorant. It's hard to hold the game on my shoulder with all these chips in it. Focus on the swerve, I'm seeking my share. Calm as sweet as mango, flow hot as a Rico from Carolina. Thought they dug it there, now I'm digging deeper like where's China here. Sign a need help, I hail him and reroute L. It's Big L-O, I'm ODing on disco. Disco on the flare, my time to shine, watch the wrist glow. Slip though, I tell them cut it out. Do you copy? Copy, got these fish salty with an aki. Dumpy on his float, they don't know where the John Beach. Strong steez, oh, them not know, but them gon' see.
I don't need no favors. I don't need no favors. Y'all can't match my flavor. Y'all ain't doing what we doing for the paper. I don't need no favors. I don't need no favors. Y'all can't match my flavor. Y'all ain't doing what we doing for the paper. We independent, never needed favors. And I just stick to my guns under increasing danger. Facing increasing pressure, my blood is as cold as ice. To win, you gotta sacrifice. Take risks for a chance in life. With past full of strife and loss, it's only right we rise. They used to write us off, now everything we write is fly. Enemies, we fight them off, eventually we write as rain. Strong on our own, but together we ignite in flames. Decipher our brain to gain wisdom towards. So uplifting the force to get see the pain in our cause. I remain internally torn, but titanium strong. Human and flawed, but increasingly confident. Conquering with wolves in this land of the sheep. So back up if you don't got the backup. Troops to handle our fleet, dismantle a beat. Reroute the circuitry, we mastered our flows till it was perfect. Now we're demanding the feet, bitch it's peak. I don't need no favors. I don't need no favors. Y'all can't match my flavor. Y'all ain't doing what we doing for the paper. I don't need no favors. I don't need no favors. Y'all can't match my flavor. Y'all ain't doing what we doing for the paper.
Yeah, I don't rule my ass. Chess is the way that I move my mass. 6 I made me the dude I am.
So come through you now, fucking with the lunchroom.
Yeah, I don't rule my ass. Chess is the way that I move my mass. 6 I made me the dude I am.
So come through you now, fucking with the lunchroom.
Yo, fuck your hand out. We take what's rightfully ours. So y'all argue who got the flame. We the fire and squad, shoot for the moon. Now fuck that, I'm going right for the stars. I'm crown jacking, these clowns lacking what we write with a bar. So get your money up, my bread heavy. I'm trying to scrape enough paper to race Lotus in a Lotus. Cops chasing us, fakers is what they make of us, hating us. Why? Cause the skin tone cocksuckers, it ain't gonna fly. They say only the lions eat, consider me fed. If all the good die young, consider me dead. I done put so many severed heads on a stake, I'm making a totem pole. I tell them good night, then run them down like Suge Knight. The good life is what we live in, so who finna stop it? Giving birth to your seed, the only
every time you see a prophet get out of pocket with somebody as crazy as I'm too high to hit. You need to aim for the sky. Lord Savior, it's no favors.
Put your middle fingers in the air. Put your middle fingers in the air.
Crucifix, you get crossed out. Crucifix, you get crossed out.
Crucifix, get crucified. I'm used to this abuse and lies. I move the switch, you dudes would die. 666, this music flies. But I fight against mind-altering side effects. I'm harboring lots of shit I can't explain. Oxygen is hard to gain. Boxing with intangible demons in a constant shift. Dark to light, then back again. Trapped in cause I'm not content. How could I be with mountains to see and climb? Ambition I need to utilize to rejuvenize what I see inside. Just read the signs. Mass manipulation, passive participation. Held captive by shit you're chasing. Trapped with no ventilation. I'm the opposite of obnoxious shit you escaping with. Now following, I'm pondering how to break this shit. Contemplating what the matrix is. Conversation with the dead, transmitting the thoughts goes over your head. Feeling so lost till I pick up a mic and I pick you apart. Picking this audible miserable fights. God of the devil, the conscience, a lack of it. Not on that level. Can't bother with savages. Heart of a rebel. You can't stop the wrath of us. That's blasphemous. Yeah.
We've been right here, what you want though? In the octagon, you a lasso.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Real fast, you should talk slow. God's only move with apostles.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Right here, what you want now? This is the life you are not bound.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Crucifix, you get crossed out. Crucifix, you get crossed out.
Yeah, we'll never get this hype again. Vampires only bite if you invite them in. I condemn rappers to the motherfucking graveyard. Descartes, everything he said smart, so shake your legs off like Neymar. Sharpshooter or Wayne Hart, watch too how we laid law. Route roots for the paper, doubt Judas can play God. Woo. Me oh my, we the best when we combine. LIP, we see the signs, eagle eye, leave the seeing blind. Even with your platinum pleated teacher speech don't equal shine. Chico, I'm a depot, you a cheapo with your Kiko rhymes. Cinco gods, sink your squad, digging them a ditch to die. Snitches zip your lips like minstrel mom. Switch the whip I drive, so the pigs don't beach me in the Bentley with the tinted sides. Different vibes, switching chicks like sister wives. Yeah, I'm known to flock with birds while I let the pigeons fly. And that's why I walk this earth with the crucifix aside. Put your middle fingers in the air.
Right here, what you want though? In the octagon, you a lasso.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Real fast, you should talk slow. God's only move with apostles.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Right here, what you want now? This is the life you are not bound.
Put your middle fingers in the air.
Crucifix, you get crossed out. Crucifix, you get crossed out.
They ask where we going.
To the end of the tunnel, I see the light, I'm trying to get it now.
They ask where we going.
Then the gates close, dark fall, shit, it never stops. So fuck it, I hear these demons talking. They telling me go for the gold and take anything out of eye in exchange for my soul. Holding the torch high so enemies know. Lower they fucking swords, we bringing the fire. Tell them tuck and roll, fuck it bro, I'm really snapping. Kids, I'm Billy batting if they want the action. Shitty rappers have to pay the price, don't ask for pity after. See we the truth, so book the group or turn your city backwards. Henny smashes, sip and break the bottle. We some silly crackers, yeah. Crucifix pressed to my dome, will probably burn a hole in it. Open it, left with a scar the size of a poker chip. Oh shit, the son of the devil's back. You actors get your melon crack. Coming for your captain, running tell it's like
A lock low. I am just weaponizing the words, it's like a God flow. This should be read inside of a church, it's like a drop slow. Don't break the suspension inside this hearse, it's like they mind gone. I got to memorizing the verses. Jesus Murphy, I'm a good man. But I should be modeling rings, cause I promise that I got good hands. Lotus, are you good, fam? I'm like, I'm blessed. I've been running through these trees like marathons in the woodlands. The block I made a cold heart. The demons on the hunt, scheming off a hunch. Drilling, get a Nino on your fronts. Wrote a beamer off a conch. Bean bugging in the front. 40 watt for the wrist, had 3 onions in the trunk. Fuck, I'm pair war for love, like who a op and who a Brody be. Rolling golden gloves, space the circle off of loyalty. Tears swept slowly, granny, pray me out them trenches. Hail Marys, I had to dedicate a beat on the road.
Put your middle fingers in the air. Put your middle fingers in the air.
Crucifix, you get crossed out. Crucifix, you get crossed out.
taking our medicine, but we still getting sicker. Yeah, we put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your party getting canceled. We put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your body getting canceled.
Yeah, keep your baby mama on all fours. She'll remember me, I gave her better D than Paul George. Metaphysically, y'all ain't fit for me, y'all are all short. Standards you'll never pass, get ejected fast on my ball court. Cause I'm the ref and my whistle's a from the pistol, send it to settle issues. We the best, bitch, I ain't messing with you. And you gonna agree and ride with me unless it hits you. Apologize to those hit by the strays, cause shit is different these days. Got a lot to prove to make my mark. So I've been stomping through the maze of dark caverns. My heart patterns increase as I explore dangerous parts. Go as far as I can see. You barely moved away from the start. Soon as the gun fires, bitch, you jumping off the line. Calls are coming from behind. I'm on my umpire shit. The money's just a piece. I'm on my empire shit. All I need is one beat. I'm wiping out an entire clique.
I'm high as shit, I don't need a hit, but I still do it. Let them play the track where their favorite rappers get killed to it. They hate to see us, they make believe, but I make believers. Y'all can take a knee, let them pray for me like I'm baby Jesus. They do a sign of the cross when they crossing his path. Yip yap rappers whose jaws are bouncing like jib jab. Took a hit of ayahuasca, just hoping this shit lasts. Swatted to a fly, you better think fast. I'm off of my shit. Collect your losses while I call for my clique. When the city's giants get bodied, hope the coffin don't fit. They watching the wrist. Thomas, you should do you, dog. When them eagles leaving the cribbo, ain't no cuckoo clock. They know I'm dumb hot, I'm dumb hot. Stand behind my lines, where your lines are behind us, just like a mugshot. This is where the fun stops. Y'all rappers killing me. Slip my wrist with your disc and then shake my head when the blood drops. Word.
Ayahuasca and liquor, time moving slow, but our rhymes going quicker. Yeah, cause we sipping, let it settle. Taking our medicine, but we still getting sicker. Yeah, we put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your party getting canceled. We put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your party getting canceled.
Yeah. Mention our crew to censuses, then we drop you. Get your gospel, pencils jot, you get deaded like Nesferatu. Men in costumes ascending from the Abajo. Descendants of armored raw armored cars that'll come to squash you. Arbitrage, just enough not to cause a lawsuit, yeah. How about the gauze, not enough that'll clog the large wounds. Discombobble, my shit's battered in Belgian waffles. Get your goggles, your chick splashes like it's a monsoon. So grab the preachers, the masses are having seizures and can't believe us. We're grasping at strands like it's alopecia. Man's a divas, badger bad actors, Sigourney Weavers who sport Adidas with gangster pajamas and horny beavers. So come and get a bite of this word. Watch the siphon your life just like a dice in the dust. Yeah. And it don't get much hyper than us. Current writers, the circuits light up a device for these plugs. Yeah.
Ayahuasca and liquor, time moving slow, but our rhymes going quicker. Yeah, cause we sipping, let it settle. Taking our medicine, but we still getting sicker. Yeah, we put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your party getting canceled. We put your body on a mantle. The poet showing up and now your party getting canceled. Yeah.
And often questioning who really love me, who's really pretty and who's really ugly. I'm sick and tired of how this city does me. I never make it, but cross me, no hesitation. The risk is costly, proceed with caution. I carved a path through the brimstone and flames. Don't be thinking it's sweet, I could still go insane. I am not who to play with, I'm built for this game. On my own, I maintain, I'm just saying, I'm in my zone now. All by my lonesome, I'm fine on my own, yeah. I'm in my zone now. This ain't what you want, so leave me alone.
ship if it goes down. The captain, you're watching the throne now. Not the type of dude that you can hold down. Stuck with this shit till I master the flow. Shut up to those who actually know. Stand on my ground when tragedy strikes, and after tonight, they'll be asking for more. Yeah. But I slow it down to make the point. Leave the booth and dap my brothers, another amazing joint. Seen it all, so even in the free fall, I'm staying poised. Maintain, if you made it through the rain, it's time to make some noise. The game can be a bitch, so I'm sorry if she played you boys. But I'ma milk this motherfucker for the remaining joy. A soldier, see me coming out in camo. Never running out of ammo with the pen, so I'ma stay employed. Forever with this shit. You might have visited, but you was never in this bitch. I don't pitch a tent, I'm living this. Invested with goals, I let out my soul. When I step up to the mic, bitch, you already know I'm in my zone now.
All by my lonesome, I'm fine on my own, yeah, I'm in my zone now. This ain't what you want, so leave me alone. I'm in my zone now. Yeah, I'm in my zone now. Said I'm in my zone now. I'm in my zone now.
It's a certain way you walk it, like a weightless heel when I stroll. It's a certain way you talk it. There's just something clear in my tone. I can't recall the last time I felt this good. It's a certain way you stun it. That's the way I feel in my zone.
I'm in my zone now. All by my lonesome, I'm fine on my own, yeah, I'm in my zone now. This ain't what you want, so leave me alone. I'm in my zone now. Yeah, I'm in my zone now. Said I'm in my zone now. I'm in my zone now. I'm in my zone now. I'm in my zone now.
What's the point of spending money if I can spend it all on you? What's the point of spending time when I'm reminded that I'm not with you? I think we can be something, but someone else is in my shoes. What's the point of spending all my life reminded that I'm not with you? Yeah, most of the plan in motion. Love is like in the potion, but mostly get legs devotion. Grab my hand, catamaran, explore the land and ocean. Most of the time we're coasting and hoping we have atonement, but said you love me like the sunset, but now you're on the run and the dinner ain't even come yet. Come get something lovely from the man that you wanted. Front ain't on the budget, cause the man don't make enough yet. Every cent I spent, I'm weary. Clearly our opinions varied when you were so sedentary. Said you never meant to marry someone cold as Ben and Jerry's. Meant to bury the hatchet after the bloodshed carry. And I thought that we would make it. Swear I thought we'd be good. I swear I would erase it. I'd go back if I could. What's the point of spending money if I can spend it all on you? What's the point of spending time when I'm reminded that I'm not with you? I think we can be something, but someone else is in my shoes. What's the point of spending all my life reminded that I'm not with you?
Yeah, you're the one that I give it up for. Mounting all them faces, she told me I need to rush more. Flushing all the product when coppers kick in the front door. Walk it high, talk it, but you the one that I run for. Once more, I'm a living legend. It says scene, don't make a scene, I hope you get the message. She ain't love me like I love her, let her keep pretending. Classy, and she is not the type I teach a lesson. We got a deep connection, lose my head if you would've down me. She got wisdom, never listening to the rumors about me, so I hit that booty with a belt, I'm a sensei. Judge me on the person you see and not what your friends say. With the same squad, moving all the same product. But what's the point of spending money if it ain't on her? I let her breathe, she making a better me. My mama always said to me, if you love it, then set it free, man.
What's the point of spending money if I can spend it all on you? What's the point of spending time when I'm reminded that
strong word after you say you love me. 3 letters could be a long word. Meant to put that ring on your finger. I asked your mom's first, but then you went and did me so dirty. I wrote a strong verse, so now I'm talking. Let me tell you how I feel inside. I don't do too good with emotions, but girl, I feel like I need to get this weight on my shoulders. This shit is do or die, cause I ain't never felt so distorted when it's just you and I. For real, we got some things we need to work on, but if you feel you doing better, go and get your swerve on. Shake it, baby, but I won't be the one you making crazy. I'm on a new path, ain't shit that you can do to face me. I don't stay shook, plus I refuse to be another short chapter up in your playbook. I'm not the one, so go ahead and tell the world I did you wrong. They know the truth, I got the proof, just had to say it in a song. Listen.
What's the point of spending money if I can spend it all on you? What's the point of spending time when I'm reminded that I'm not with you? I think we can be something, but someone else is in my shoes. What's the point of spending all my life reminded that I'm not with you? Yeah, all I ever wanted was you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All I wanted was you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But all I ever wanted was you. Yeah, yeah,
Woo! Jeez! Freedom at last, baby! Let's go, let's hit the lunchroom. KP, give me a beat, man. Look, close range, yeah, I punch through snipers. Got me banging off the trays like a lunchroom cipher. Y'all can't even tell me one dude nicer, y'all need to fall back. Graduates, square in the head, these rappers all cap.
Class out, baby, turn the cafe to the stoop. Give a fuck, treat the first like the last day in the school. Squad with the smoke shit, I need an ashtray in the school. All my dogs get it poppin' like it's champagne in the school.
Yo, I popped the lapel creaser. I'm gifted with the tongues like I'm fucking the French teacher. Je ne comprends pas, the prom king, the way these pom-poms is on my jock.
They saying K-Spaz, I'm telling these punks maybe. About to have another kid cause I'm fucking this lunch lady. Now I'm in detention feeling furious, dude. The lunch lady is here cause she done missed the period too.
Welcome to the school of hard knocks, where we rock it non-stop until the fucking jaws drop. Where we climbing up the ladder until we're on top. I'ma be in the lunchroom until my fucking heart stops. What?
Let's fucking go! The rest of us, dog.
All right. So hope y'all had a good time. Just posted the interview. Make sure y'all follow me, subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow me on Twitter, KINGSCOURT ENT. Follow me on Instagram, Mumbles905, East 905. We in the building, KINGSCOURT. We out.